Chapter 26. Essential Knowledge for Health, Happiness and Well-being. The gist of basic knowledge is given for health, happiness and well-being. This must be applied for enhancement of longevity of life. Fatigues is in the first place a reduction of strength by too much of digestion work, secondly a clogging up of the heated and consequently narrow down the blood vessels, and thirdly a self-empoisoning through the excretion of mucus during the motion. One must chew food of each bite thoroughly because strong secretion of saliva in slow chewing decreases the formation of mucus and helps to prevent overeating. Fruit diet is very helpful and can create positive vibration and take easily near to divinity. Lime is the main mineral for human physical built-up, like bones, teeth, etc., and is available in fruits and vegetables in plenty. It is said that future generation may be of teethless due to lack of adequate quantity of lime. Man in perfect health should exhale fragrance. Hair also exhales fragrance and gases depending on body state. Exhale of sulfur dioxide is the cause of baldness. Well-being, transcendence, longevity, and happiness through disgust, excitement, fear, anxiety, anger, fatigue, pain, injury will stop the movement of digestive tract. Fatigue dried up all the digestive secretions, and so sometimes foul smell of undigested food appear in the stool. If the food is not properly assimilated and natural function of body do not work properly, then that becomes the root of all evils. Cause of disease is basically because of biologically wrong, unnatural food and by each ounce of overnourishment. When much more waste is in circulation, one feels weak and experiences the bad dreams. Sometimes fruit juices may cause releasing the poison in the system too rapidly, which might cause high degree of uneasiness. If we oversustain the body's life force either through exaggerated sexuality or through excessive mental work, then the body is exhausted and falls into negative condition. Its resistance becomes very low. This creates number of stomach and intestinal disorders. Worry causes in general intestinal disorder, disappointment and dissatisfaction cause an acid stomach. High temperature is basically effect of positive currents in the body. This destroys the bacilli, which is accumulated during the negative conditions, and slowly balance is maintained. Thyroid glands in the throat keep the body healthy. Ductless glands like thyroid, pineal, pituitary, and supernal and sexual glands are centers of consciousness. They are chakras and keep the connection between body and mind. Positive pole is located in the head, whereas negative pole is in the coccygns, the lowest vertebra. Between these poles, there is a current of extremely high frequency and short wavelength. Frequent flow of this current make the body healthy and give high degree of mental peace. The perfection of oneself is the fundamental base of progress and all moral development. There is no surer way to knowledge, nor a better way to help the world than perfecting oneself. Nor is there any nobler work or higher science than that of self-perfection. He who aims at the possession of a calm, wise, and seeing or observing mind engages in the most sublime task. Seed, tree, blossom, and fruit are the fourfold order of the universe. Similarly, thoughts blossom the deeds, deeds bears the fruitage of character and destiny. Way of enlightenment and bliss is to guard him against thinking of unrighteous thoughts. The outer is molded and unified by the inner and never the inner by the outer. Practice and acquisition of virtue is complete to gain knowledge of truth and still to know higher secret of life. As man succeeds in acquiring virtues, his mental vibration unfolds in itself in knowledge of truth, and it is a knowledge in which he can surely rest and make progress. Path of virtue is the path of knowledge that includes discipline of physical body, discipline of speech, that is to avoid gossip and fault-finding speech, discipline of inclination, that is unselfish duty and unlimited forgiveness. And all virtues are abandoned when modesty, gravity, and dignity are eliminated from speech and behavior. Neglecting one's duties is nothing less than neglecting virtues. Silence has more influence and enduring power than that noise has in entire humanity. Silence of mind conquers the world by peace and gentleness. A noble and godlike character is not a thing of favor or chance, but is the natural result of continued effort in right thinking, the effect of long-cherished association with godlike thoughts. Outer conditions of a person's life will always be found to be harmoniously related to his inner state. Outer circumstances shape itself according to inner one. Good thoughts bear good fruits, and bad thoughts bad fruits. Men do not attract that which they want, but that which they are. Also, men wish, and prayers are only gratified and answered when they had harmonized with their thoughts and actions. Suffering is always the effect of wrong thoughts in some direction. It is an indication that the individual is out of harmony with himself and with the law of his being. A man is not rightly conditioned until he is a happy, healthy, and prosperous being, and these are the results of harmonious adjustments of inner with the outer surroundings. Body is a servant of mind. Diseases and health are broadly rooted in thoughts. Sickly thoughts will express themselves through sickly body. Anxiety demoralizes the whole body and lays its door open to the entrance of diseases, while impure thoughts, even one is not physically indulged, will soon shatter the nervous system. Change of diet will not help a man who will not change his thoughts. When a man makes his thoughts pure, he no longer desires impure food. Those who do not have central purpose in their life fall an easy prey to petty worries, fear, trouble, etc. To follow royal road to self-control and true concentration in life are the sole purpose of life. A man can rise but still can fall any moment by allowing arrogant, selfish, corrupt, wrong thoughts to take possession of him. Victory can only be maintained by careful watchfulness, otherwise there is certainly a rapid downfall. Self-control is strength, right thought is mastery, and calmness or silence of mind is the power. Thought is generated from energy or intelligence, and source of thought is the center of creative intelligence. Also, development of science of creative intelligence is a natural process. Not the desires, but the unfulfillment of desires gives the dissatisfaction. Slow breathing gives less oxygen to body, gives rise to less blood lactate, better health control, less BP, and all that is good memory. All this is achieved by settling down the mental activities. Mind has unique capability. It goes automatically to the position of greater happiness to him. It is not by concentration or by contemplation or by other means. It finds its own direction even by undirected way. Concentration or contemplation is a horizontal, superficial way, whereas Transcendental meditation or superconsciousness is a vertical cut of deep mental activity. It goes not only by the level of meaning of word, but by the sound that is life-supporting and not life-damaging. This makes the mind stand still by spontaneous manner and get full potential of mind. Energy lies in atoms and not in molecules, and still in electrons. So if more refined and depth in thought concentration, it will have higher level of energy. In case of acidity in the stomach, milk is not digested. It should either be sucked or sipped by degrees, then only it is easily digestible. So Jews don't gulp milk in haste. It becomes even harder to digest when taken with flesh. It is wonderful to imagine that in wealth there is the fear of poverty. In knowledge there is the fear of ignorance. In beauty the fear of age. In fame is the fear of backbiters. In success is the fear of jealousy. Even in the body there is the fear of death. It is well with him who follows the God. On the other hand, he loses the goal, which chooses the pleasant. Also, he who is always of restrained mind has right understanding. His senses are controlled like the good horses of a charioteer. From attachment comes longing, and from longing anger grows. From anger comes disillusion, loss of memory, which results in ruin of discrimination. Do not do what you want instead of what you like the most. One arrives at the perfect state when mind, body, and speech are in proper coordination. Forgiveness is holiness. By forgiveness, the universe is held together. It is the might of the mighty. Forgiveness is the sacrifice. It is quite of mind. Forgiveness and gentleness are the qualities of self. They represent the internal virtues. Furthermore, harmlessness, truthfulness, non-stealing, purity of body and mind, control of sense organs are the path of virtues for all. Yoga is the process of stopping the mind stuff. When it is achieved and we are in silence, then we shall experience ourselves what we are in reality. The uncreated, the unmanifested, the one that creates and manifests itself. If there is God, you will experience and have it by being good. If there is no God, being good is good by itself. So, if man's actions are good, he must be higher being and vice versa. To listen the voice of true self within is the blissful state. Then only one becomes infinite, that is, the universal. Knowledge exists. Man only discovers it. The higher the moral nature, the higher will be the perception and stronger the will. Those who have attained to the highest spiritual realization will eventually come face to face with the infinite and attain to that peace and happiness which have been attained by all saviors of the world. Faith is not a mental belief in outward facts, but an intuition of the inner being about spiritual things. As per Socrates' words, "As for me, all I know is that I know nothing." Good manners without sincerity are like a beautiful dead body. Glorious realization is the acquirement of a right understanding of nature of evil. Evil is a self-created shadow. All your pains, sorrows, and misfortunes have come to you by a process of undeviating and absolutely perfect law because you deserve and require them. And that, first enduring and then understanding them, may make you made stronger, wiser, and nobler. There is no progress apart from enfoldment within. When there are difficulties to cope with unsatisfactory conditions to overcome, the virtue must flourish and manifest its glory. turn the disadvantages and miseries of life to account by utilizing them for gaining of mental and spiritual strength. True wealth is the stock of virtues. Making yourself pure and lovable will make you loved by all. To mentally deny evils are not sufficient. It must be by daily practice, be risen above and understood. By daily exercise of silent faith, the thought forces are gathered together, and by daily their strengthening for silent purpose, these forces are directed towards the object of accomplishment. The hour of calmness is the hour of illumination of mind and correct judgment. When there is sterling faith and uncompromising purity, there is health, success, and power. With anger, worry, jealousy, greed, or any other unharmonious state of mind, one cannot expect perfect health. True health and true success go together. The foolish wish and grumble, the wise work and wait. The double-minded man is unstable in all his ways. Happiness is obtained by gratification, satisfaction of desire, but later this will cause misery. So long as you search for your own happiness only, you will be sowing the seeds of wretchedness, and if you use yourself for the service of others, you will reap a harvest of bliss. Happiness, spirituality, and harmony are synonymous. By inward sacrifice, one climbs the ladder of happiness. It is more blessed to give than receive, but it must be from a heart without any tint of self. Integrity, generosity, and love is coupled with energy always bring true prosperous state. Guard yourself against competition if you want highway of righteousness. Meditation is a process of searching uncompromising thought which allows nothing to remain. That is, absolute silence that is simple and naked truth. By power of deep meditation, every error, every selfish desire, every human weakness is overcome. Truth is that meek and lowly one whose weapons are gentleness, patience, purity, sacrifice, humility, love, and instruments of light. Truth brings inward harmony, perfect justice, and the internal love. Man of truth takes swords against himself only, and not against others. It is easy in the world to live after the world's opinion. It is easy in the solitude to live after own opinion, but the greatest man is he who, in the midst of the world, keeps with the perfect sweetness and independence of solitude.